Good morning. Welcome to Bible study. I'm so glad you're joining us today. I want to remind you the stories that we've learned recently. 2 weeks ago, we read a story from the book of Genesis about Hagar and her son Ishmael. Last week, we read a book from the second book of the Bible, Exodus, about baby Moses and the 3 women, his mother, his sister, and Pharaoh's daughter, who saved him. Today, we're going to be reading a story from the 3rd book of the Bible, Leviticus. Let's remember and say these 3 books of the Bible together: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. It's good to learn the books of the Bible together. You may know more of them, or you may be learning them for the first time. But we can remember together, the Bible begins in Genesis, then Exodus, then Leviticus. In the book of Leviticus, the baby we read about last week, Moses, is grown up, and he is a leader of God's people, the Israelites. They are wandering around in the desert, and God has given them rules and laws and instructions for how they should be living, things they should be doing, and things they should not be doing. Today's Bible story is about one of those instructions. It's called Jubilee, or the year of Jubilee. This law was one that was going to and was intended to make life better for everyone. So today, as I read the story, you're going to hear the word celebrate. And every time I say celebrate, I want you to make a motion with your body to celebrate. Maybe you want to wave your hands like this. Maybe you want to do something else. It's up to you. What makes you feel like celebrating? Every time you hear the word celebrate, do that motion as you hear and learn about Jubilee from the 3rd book of the Bible, Leviticus. Jubilee from Leviticus 25, 8 through 55. Celebrate, God told Moses. Sound the trumpets everywhere. Proclaim a year of Jubilee. People who had sold their land could celebrate. God said, all the land will go back to its first owners in the year of Jubilee. People who had sold their houses to buy food celebrated too. God said, in the year of Jubilee, give houses back to the families who owned them before. People who were slaves also celebrated. God said, everyone is free in the year of Jubilee. It was a fresh start for people and for their land. People were treated equally and everyone had enough. People cared for each other and for all of God's creation. I wonder why God decided to free the people and the land. I wonder who Jubilee made feel happy. I wonder who was upset by Jubilee. I wonder who needs Jubilee today. I wonder what we can learn about God from this story. What do you wonder? As you continue to think about this story and maybe some of these questions, I have sent some other activities for your parents that you can do together. But before we go, I want to close by remembering this story by doing a reading together. When it's my turn, I will point to myself and I'll say my part. And then when I point to you, I want you to say, "Hooray, God is good," remembering that Jubilee is a time of celebration. I'll say it with you to help you remember the words. But remember, every time I point to you, and let's say it together, we'll say, "Hooray, God is good." Let's remember the story together. God said, "Celebrate, play trumpets everywhere, announcing the year of Jubilee. Hooray, God is good." God said all the land would go back to its first owners. Hooray, God is good. God said, "Give houses back to the families who owned them first." Hooray, God is good. God said, "Everyone is free in the year of Jubilee." Hooray, God is good. It was a fresh start for the people and for the land. People were treated fair and everyone had enough. Hooray, God is good. God is good indeed. And I hope that you know that God is with you and cares for you and is looking out for all of us during this time. I miss seeing you in person, but I am so glad to join you for Bible study each week.